Hey guys, Tony George, DocSports.com. Since 1971, the leader in sports handicapping, a festive holiday spirit here for you. Didn't do a live podcast this week, but we're going to give you the Week 15 NFL opening line report. Bear in mind, yes, we did put out some Christmas decorations for you. Courtesy of Mrs. George, Pier 1 and Home Goods. I'm sure they got the credit card number, and she's on speed dial over there. But nonetheless, no matter what political side of the spectrum you're on, is it Happy Holidays, is it Merry Christmas, whatever it is, here we are. It's the spirit of giving at Tony George Sports right now, courtesy of Doc Sports, as we get to the NFL line report. Wanted to drop you a brief note. College and pro basketball, if you're not jumping on board with my program, you are losing thousands. Okay? 26-4-1 run. That's right. 26 out of 30 games have cashed. I think 5 out of 7 top plays in that run. And some of them 6 to 7 unit plays. Get on board or get left behind in the dust. Take the book's money. DocSports.com. That is an epic run. Get on board. We are dialed in. Conference action right around the corner. We're going to have some discounts. Check my live video, my daily free video each and every day. We'll put out some promo codes for you to get some discounts on the monthly packages. Stick the money in your pocket. NFL, a wild and wacky Sunday last week, as usual. 2-2 day for me. I lost a big play on the Saints-Bucks over. Saints never showed up in the first half. Bucks never showed up in the second half. It was just a wild and wacky day across the board. Had the Colts as a dog. Had the Ravens as a dog. I had the New England Patriots teased down to cover in a teaser. Painful. Nice job, Patriots. Way to go. Way to cover the goal line. Attaboy. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let's get to this week's action. That's 3 out of 4 winning weekends. Had 3 in a row Sundays in the NFL. Lost out last Sunday by about 4 units, a little over 4 units, whatever it was. Make it up for you this week. Remember, the opening line report. These are my initial reactions and not plays. Just a candid conversation. A couple guys taking a piss over a fence post, drinking a beer. Let's get after it. There is a big game on Thursday night between the Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. You want to check the weather, and this one is supposed to be rainy, 30 degrees. Rain does not affect games as much as wind. So you want to check the weather conditions for this. You got a couple teams like to air it out. Now, Kansas City is 3.5 across the board. Only one book has them at 3 right now. And you only got to pay 110 juice for the 3, and that's the CG technology. So if you like Kansas City, you can get them off the hook right then, right there. Total 56.5 down to 53. Dropped 3.5 points. Probably because of the weather, and probably because if the Chargers pull their head out of their butt as a coaching staff and realize that Kansas City can't stop Grandma pushing a shopping cart at Costco, running the football, anybody. Dixon was falling forward 6-7 yards. That's why I took Baltimore last week against them. That being said, if they run the football, Gordon's suiting up. They got a chance of winning this game because you keep Kansas City's offense off the field and eat clock. So could it be a 28-31 ball game and fly over the total? Yeah, very well could be. You got a couple prolific quarterbacks here. Future Hall of Famer in Phil Rivers for sure. If Mahomes keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. You know, a little too early to stick that tag on him, but Rivers for sure. Chargers got caught looking ahead last week against Cincinnati. But they managed to get the win. Big game, probably better games to bet. Probably the best Thursday night game you're going to have all year. Just too close to call. Let's get to Sunday. Houston taking on the Jets. Houston laying 6.5 across the board. Now they're down to 6 everywhere but win in Las Vegas. Has them at 6.5. Total 41.5. How the Jets going to score against that defense? Under. Cleveland, Denver, typical overreaction game. And this is what I've been telling people, whether it's Major League Baseball, NBA, hockey, NHL, or NFL. Every player on every roster is a frickin' stud. I cannot express that to you enough. Hey, how did the Suns beat the Warriors last night when the Warriors were at home? It's because they overlooked the team, and everybody in the NBA is a frickin' baller. Everybody. Same thing in the NFL. Okay? Denver overlooked San Francisco, who's got a decent defense. You overlook them, you're going to get beat. You're sure as hell not going to cover a spread. Converse the other side of the ball, Panthers thought, okay, we're finally going to get healthy. We're going to go up. We're going to beat up on the Browns, the lowly old Browns. Rookie quarterback. We got Cam Newton. We got Luke Kuechly. We got all these guys. Nada. Not ready to play. And quite frankly, Carolina's dumpster fire and they're reeling. So overreaction there. Denver at home, laying 3 to Cleveland off a huge upset win. I'll take Denver. Miami, Minnesota. What's Minnesota doing laying 7 to anybody, especially when they just fired their offensive coordinator after an abysmal performance on offense on Monday Night Football, albeit it was at Seattle, the home of the 12th man. Seattle still got, Bobby Wagner running around, pretty good defense. Russell Wilson. Ugly game. If you like defense, you enjoyed it. If you like seeing somebody score, you hated it. But Miami off a big upset win against New England. Obviously a fluke, but a win is a win and a loss is a loss. I wouldn't lay 7 points with Minnesota if you put a gun to my head. Oakland, Cincinnati. Cincinnati laying 3. Played pretty good against the Chargers because I think the Chargers really didn't have much heart in that game. Oakland off a huge upset against the Steelers. Again, another team that overlooked an opponent. You cannot overlook anybody. Pittsburgh did. Roethlisberger went out for a while. He came back in. Bottom line is, Oakland beat him. I could only play Cincinnati in this game. Total 46, just about right. Tampa Bay, Baltimore -8. The old John Harbaugh press conference already with Joe Flacco suiting up. He's ready. Jackson's hurt. We're going to implement both of them in the program. The check's in the mail. I promise not to get you pregnant press conference, just like his little brother. I don't know. I don't think that Baltimore should be laying 8 to anybody. That's my opinion. Total 47. Might want to look at the under. Cheers. Here's one I can't figure out, and I'm not getting near the 10-foot pole. Colts laying 3, total 47, Dallas. Dallas is a public darling, and they made him an underdog. They're begging you to take Dallas. If it looks like a dog turd, smells like a dog turd, if you're stupid enough to eat it, it tastes like a dog turd, it probably is a dog turd. That's a dog turd line, dog turd game, want nothing to do with it. Possibly could be the under 47 there. Detroit, Buffalo. Buffalo's got steamed more than anybody in town this week by Sharps. They opened up in the pick and they're 2.5. Is Detroit that big of a fade? Detroit in a teaser, plus 8.5. Sounds good to me. A lot of people don't like to tease up. They like to tease 7 or 7 or 6 or whatever, and tease down because those hit about 67, 70% of the time. I don't know. You got beat by the Jets. Yeah, it's a dome team. It's cold, snowy. Josh Allen can run around, get yards with the ground, move the chains on 3rd down. I don't know. Trust me, if anybody knows Buffalo, it's Patricia, their head coach, because he's defensive coordinator for New England for how many years and knows what's going on there. Again, there's better games to bet. Green Bay, Chicago. Chicago's laying 5.5, total 45. At Chicago, who looked bad offensively last time I saw them. Green Bay, take the points. Tennessee, New York Giants. Here's an ugly one. Giants laying 3, 2.5. Open up at 3, down to 2.5. Total 43.5, 44 at CG Technology. I'm reading live odds here, guys. You want to take Tennessee? I'll tell you one thing, they're not going to give up big runs, and Barkley's not going to have a huge day running the football here. not at least busting off, 60-yard plays. Under 43 looks good to me. Washington, Jacksonville, why? Why? Washington, their fourth starting quarterback this year. Boy, they are dumpster fire. When Smith went down, Skins fans, season's over. You're done. It's over. You're not going to win the NFC East. Nothing. Nada. Done. Johnson, a quarterback this week. Sanchez, your backup. Sanchez couldn't get a lap dance at Spearmint Rhino with a fistful of hundreds. Come on. And Jacksonville laying 7 with that offense. Cody Kessler also ran everywhere he's been. Bortles backing him up. Who's going to score? Usually, this is the lowest total on the board at 36. Let me ask you a question. 9 times out of 10, you take the lowest total on the board, especially in this era, this day and age of the NFL. Lowest total on the board, you bet the over. Can't do it. That could be 10-7 ball game. Good. 17-10, would that surprise you? 17-13, 14-10. If you absolutely positively have to wager on it because you're a degenerate, take the under. Otherwise, stay away from it. Arizona, Atlanta. What's Atlanta doing laying 8.5 to anybody? This is the game they're going to come out of their shell. We're getting ready for next year. We're gearing up. No. I could only take the points. I couldn't lay it in that game. 44 points in that ball game total. About right. I got a power rated of 45. Seattle, San Francisco, 44. Seattle laying 5.5. Going on the road on a short week after just a brutal physical game on Monday night. Laying that kind of number. San Fran got their chest feathers pumped out. We just beat somebody. Boy, it sure smells like an under to me. San Fran, Seattle. New England at Pittsburgh. New England's laying 1 at the Steelers. Total 52.5. New England. Philadelphia, LA Rams. LA Rams laying 9.5. Total 54. Rams have been kind of falling from grace here a little bit, huh? Philadelphia off the law. Oh. I can only take it. I couldn't lay it. That's the deal. And, of course, Monday Night Football, the New Orleans Saints, who for 6 quarters scored a total of 13 points. I'm giving the middle finger. You can't see it because this is a family show. To Drew Brees and Sean Payton and company for the first half of that Tampa Bay game. Get your head out of your ass. It's Tampa Bay, they had 4 yards rushing the ball in the first half against the Bucs. The Bucs defense, are you kidding me? What's Panthers defense going to do to them? You going to lay 6.5 on the road in that game? Carolina looks horrible. Now all of a sudden, New Orleans is just the second half of the Bucs game. They finally found it. The magic is back. This, that, and the other, the yin and the yang. Total 51.5. Could be a knockdown drag out. I'd look at the under in that game. Don't know about the side. Back-to-back roadies against a Panthers team that's going to try and salvage any pride that they have left because they don't have any right now. They are reeling. And the Saints have hit kind of sputter mode down the stretch here. And they already have clinched the division. They already clinched possibly a top spot in the NFC. What are they going to bring to the table laying 6.5 on the road? Ask yourself that question. That is this week's opening NFL line report. I'm Tony George. Get over to DocSports.com. Come see me. Going to have a nice card for you on Sunday. A couple of real hidden gems in here I just talked about. We're going to bang the book with them. Also, don't forget about that epic run as we tape this. Hit 26 out of 30 basketball games. It's finals week in college basketball. There's not a lot of games till this weekend, but there's some juicy tidbits this weekend. Come join me in hoops and the NBA. We just continue